Every year in the summer, we get a Leo new moon, except this year's in 2024 is different, special, and extra consequential. Hello, my sweet dear magical friends. Welcome, willkommen to today's video. I am Natalie, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. Remember that time spiral. So even if you are tuning into this video 5 years from now in whenever timeland, it may still resonate with you. We are in end of July, beginning of August's new moon in Leo 2024. If you have anything to say, please utilize the live chat or the comment box down below to express yourself. Everything super cool is on the Patreon, patreon.com/𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚎. And I also have an Amazon storefront. So I am going to be building the lists of all of my recommendations for all of the things. But if you guys want to take a look, those links are all down there in the description box below. Okay, so here we are. It is August the 4th at the Leo new moon at 12 degrees, co-present with Venus at the 29th degree of Leo. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to be doing a touch-up video on this as we get closer to the exact date, but for right now, I want to prepare you more on the energetic, magical, witchy plane before we get to the full-on energetics of the astrology. So Leo is a royal sign. It's a royal energy. And that's why this video is called like the main character kind of energy. And that's what Leo represents probably better than every single other sign of the zodiac. This is the flashiest. This is the biggest energy. This is the time when you do not sell yourself short and you don't play small. There is no other antithesis to Leo energy than smallness. That's just not in the Leo vocabulary. This is an extra special, like I said, new moon in Leo, because last year we had the Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo. So this summer with the Mercury retrograde in Leo and Virgo is going to be so potent, where we're going to have some time and opportunity energetically to close out anything that was painful or sad or not appreciated, not feeling loved, not feeling valued, not getting paid, whatever from last year. I would expect some major healing in the entertainment world, in the entertainment industry, because we had the long strike last year over the summer. So if anything, I would really look forward to beautiful like comeback energy in the entertainment world. But for you creatively, this is how you want to meditate as you prepare for the Leo new moon. Strong boundaries. And I know that doesn't sound like it would be like a Leo thing, but if you think about it, Leo energy is so confident that it doesn't question itself. It just knows. It takes it for granted. And there's a certain blindness that comes with that, but it really is innocent and it really is like blind to the blindness. So in this area of life, you want to be like confident and you just want to make that assumption. You want to have like a nonchalance with this confidence and just like automatically accept it. Don't spiral out into, breaking it down or finding reasons, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't, like Leo energy. It's not like that. Like, it doesn't do that. It doesn't need to prove itself. It just is amazing. It's royalty. It's born into, it's just born into that title. It's born into that. So it doesn't think about it. It doesn't question itself. It doesn't say, oh, I need to earn this. I need to like do, it's just like, no, I have an innate sense of value because I am this independent consciousness, or, whatever happens to be. So to conclude, number one in your little Leo new moon meditation is to love yourself automatically, value yourself automatically. And the blindness, the dark side of this is, like I said, that blindness, but only when it becomes detrimental and harmful to other people. So someone, like I said, someone being very self-confident isn't harming anyone else. It's not doing anything to anybody else. A Leo, which I actually love because like my hair is getting so long and I feel like it's so perfect for Leo season. But, the Leo that's like preening in the mirror and like, doing the makeup and or whatever it is, it's not doing anything to anybody else. It's not hurting anybody, but if they're, gloating, or if they're bragging, or if they're being bossy, or if they are making an assumption that they're more valuable than other people, or they're better than other people, that's the dark side of the Leo energy. And that's where the blindness comes in. So here's how you want to work it energetically to keep the perspective. So number one, you want to ask yourself, because here's what I don't like to see, that people treat Leo energy very disrespectfully. And it has to do with this blindness. Marilyn Monroe had this blindness. She has Leo energy. And it's like where they make that assumption, and you want to do this too in the Leo area of life, like just believe in yourself automatically, love yourself automatically, value yourself automatically, and have a hard line boundary. With that, number one, ask yourself, are you really hurting anyone else with your confidence? Is it really affecting anybody else in a negative way with your confidence, with your self-love, with your creative self-expression, all of those things, all of that stuff. And when the answer is no, then, keep calm and carry on, and have a boundary with anyone that is not able to hold their own light, share their own light, love themselves, take care of their own esteem. Everyone has to esteem themselves. And this is, I don't know if you heard the car beep, but it was like honk, honk. But yeah, everyone has to esteem themselves. So you cannot, so that's all you have to do is esteem yourself, and then boundary with others that are still working through it. Okay. One of the things that you want to be careful if you don't really esteem yourself and then you start to this summer over this new moon, and maybe people around you are like seeing that this is like a very different behavior of yours, or it's unusual, then like I said, you always want to check yourself. We always want to stay self-aware. Check yourself before we wreck ourselves. So ask yourself, is it hurting anyone? Okay. Because people will gaslight the Leo energy about this blindness. And here's the thing, sometimes the blindness is detrimental and it's harming people. It is putting someone else down, and you shouldn't. It's gloating, and you shouldn't. It's bragging, and you shouldn't. It's making yourself feel better by making someone else feel worse, and you shouldn't. Okay, yeah, call it out. Nip it in the bud. Get rid of that behavior in your children or in your life. That's ugly, very, very, very ugly. It's not real confidence. It's not real power. It's not real anything. It's deception. It's lies. Okay. So we want real love, real value, real creativity, real passion, real heart. Okay. Leo is about the heart-centered values and passions and power. It's power from the heart. And that is main character energy. When that main character has the full force in them, that you don't care what's happening, you just want to watch that person. Whenever anyone recommends something to me, like to watch, I always ask them, who's in it? I want to know who's in it, because I want to know if this person, if I can just watch them and really give it kind of like a chance. If it's no one that I'm really interested in seeing, like an actor, then I'll ask what it's about. Okay, what's the plot? What's the story? It's a log line. But so okay, so there's the one way. Okay, check yourself before you wreck yourself. But here's where you don't want to give your power away, where you get gaslit about your confidence. So if someone's saying, hey, you're like tooting your own horn a little too loudly, or you're shining a little too bright, or blah, 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 check yourself, saying, okay, is there any kind of, am I hurting anybody? Is there anyone that could feel, is there any hurt or pain caused by like me loving myself and me shining bright like a little diamond? Answer is no, right? If the answer is yes, if you are, um, inadvertently hurting someone, or causing detriment, maybe you are overpraising one child, and then the other one is all feeling really terrible, and you got to like kind of balance how you are applause and attention and all that stuff. So but then you just do the boundary between you and the person that is having like an averse reaction to you being like confident and happy and sparkly and stuff. Because here's the thing, when you are main character energy and people do not like it and they don't respond well to it, it's because they want to also shine in their way, and they have a difficult time doing it themselves. So you're able to do it, and they want to be able to do it. And there's like this tension where they're going to be so you doing it, they're just their own little projection. They're going to feel, you know, a dip in their self-esteem because they're comparing. Because you know what I'm saying? Their focus and their attention is like elsewhere. It's projected. It's not going inward. It's not focusing on things that they enjoy, that make them happy, or the things that they love about themselves, or whatever happens to be. So hard boundary. So that's going to help put up a boundary to help keep out any pulls or tears in your confidence. Because, like I said, everyone has to esteem themselves. And so when that's all you have to focus on. Like you just esteem your own self and just get really absorbed into a heart centered passion. That's all you have to do. If your heart is into it, that's all you do. If you love to do it, that's all you got to focus on. So if someone else is focusing like on what you're doing and they're, I don't know, feeling threatened or whatever. And this, I'm not talking like in any area of life. This is going to be a very dramatic summer. So we want the good drama. We want that everyone's being creative and happy and playful and, having a great time. We don't want like the bad drama. So if anyone is or has been performative, so last summer, this year, coming into the end of summer, going into fall, performative confidence is not going to work. Performative creativity is not going to work. Performative love in relationship is not going to work. Performative attention and affection in intimacy is not going to work. Performative confidence is not going to like it's going to like crumble and kind of break and shatter with the Mercury retrograde this summer as well. So this is the time to put energy and momentum into the concentrated purity of the Leo energy, and make sure that you have hard boundaries to keep out anything that, like I said, is either um, fallacy, deceptive, or if it is just performative and it's not the actual, essence of the thing. Number two, the next thing I want to say is to keep refocusing. You could get distracted. There could be lots of options. There could be lots of ideas. There could be lots of like just fun things this summer with Mars and Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. So just keep, and things that may get like distracting with, politics, news, media. There's gonna be a lot of everything everywhere all at the same time, all at once. And so this is just keep refocusing. If anything pulls you out of the positive Leo energy and into the negative Leo energy, which could be very shouty and aggressive and egotistical, overbearing, running roughshod, like I said, very like performative in overcompensating. It's just too much perfume. It stinks up the entire room. It's just too much in your face, like sexuality where you're leaving nothing to the imagination. It's just too much food. It's too much sugar. It's gaudy. It's super vain. It's super like losing connection with reality, like almost like too like royal where you're thinking you're better than other people or something like that, or you think that, what I'm saying, like just delulu. So or like proving your point, like a mental betterness, or you know what I'm saying. So it's like if you get roped up into arguing and get, proving things and, this is better than like just keep refocusing on the heart, keep refocusing on what is real and what is precious and what is fun and creative, and just keep it concentrated. We don't want like hot air overblown too big. Like we want like the very like best of this, and the best is going to be like super super concentrated. So keep it really really pure in the heart space, and continue on from number one with the hard boundaries, so that you can, when it's just like when you're meditating and other thoughts kind of come up, you let the thoughts go and you just keep refocusing. You just keep refocusing. So that's number two. Keep refocusing on either, if your confidence falters, keep refocusing. Nope, I love myself automatically. Nope, I'm not going to think twice about it. No, I'm really good about this. Oh, I'm really good at this anyway. I'm not going to, don't harp on yourself about how bad you are at something if you're trying to learn an instrument this summer. Like just keep hard boundary first. No, 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 no. And then refocus back. Okay, I'm learning guitar. I never picked up an instrument in my life, and keep going. Okay. I'm doing all of this, everything, all of this is to empower you. Okay. Power is the ability to do something. That's it. So don't even overthink that. Okay. Power is just an ability to do something or not do something. That's it. Let it go. You have the power or the ability to choose a positive thought over a negative thought. If you can do that, you're powerful. You're very powerful. Okay. That's all it is. That's all it is. You can let the rest go. So if anything gets distracting over the Leo new moon, just keep refocusing, keep recentering yourself, And it's going to become easier and easier for you to do that. It's two more honks. Beep, beep. Main characters are not overly concerned about other people's business. Main characters have a passion, a purpose, an ideal, a goal that they are focused on, that they are so that they have a goal they want to achieve, and there are obstacles in the way, and they watching them strive towards this goal and work through the obstacles and conquer themselves and conquer the bad guys and get back on their way after getting lost and going through all the things. That's the story. That's what we want to watch. That's what we want to see, and that's what you really want to live. That's what all of us want to live. That's why we go to the movies. That's why we click on the TV channel, because we want to see someone with a single-minded, pure-hearted goal overcome all of the obstacles that are in the way of someone with a pure heart achieving something that their heart is telling them to do, and watching them win. That's the most like satisfying payoff when we're watching like a story, when we're watching like basically anything. So you are the main character in your story. Why you are the main character in your story? Why are you acting like the supporting character, or why are you behaving like the best friend? Like in what's that movie? I think it's Kate Winslet. I think it's The Holiday, when he's like, why are you acting like the best friend when you're the main character? So this is the time. This is your time. This is your moment. Be the main character. And how do you do that? Step into your heart space. Okay. What does your heart really want? And it has to be real. You cannot lie to yourself, or you're going to feel crummy the entire summer. And it's just going to remind you of last summer, how you felt crummy last summer. And it's just going to cement and deepen and harden into a crummy feeling. And you don't want that. This is the time to heal all of that up. This is the time to get closure in love, in the heart space, in confidence, in value, in, all of the healthy, confident ways that we can manifest. I'm trying to set you guys up for like a really wonderful, I'm a Capricorn stellium. We're very prudent. We are only thinking about the long term, and it guides our actions and our thoughts and our feelings here in the now. And that's the benefit of looking forward, and don't discount the benefit of course, when we reflect and look back. So next up is to lead with the heart and let the lovers follow. I don't mean lovers, but I mean with other people that are going to also share that same vibration will join you, and you will all kind of like attract each other, conglomerate, and do all the things. Families, I think families are going to have the amazing end of summers going into falls. Like this just honestly looks so much fun. I see playing darts and playing board games, and like just like really fun, creative little things, packing up a box of props in the car and going to the beach and just playing, just fun, creative things. So, but you want to be the leader with your heart space. You want to lead with love, and go do it. Lead, and let anyone that wants to go with you come with you. So if anyone's bringing like over criticism or bringing the mood down or anything like that, hard boundary, that's all. Okay, you can stay home and figure this out. I'm going to take the kids to the beach and we're going to have a great time. We're going to keep smiling. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And the last one is to use your love list. And I'm so excited to make this. This is the first time that we're doing this. So we're going to make your love list as we go through the zodiac and all 12 zodiac signs. We're doing that now before the new moon so that you guys are prepared, and you're going to go through your list as that lunar cycle progresses. And I'll help you out in the details in your sign, because July the 5th on Friday was the new moon in Cancer. And on any kind of new moon, you want to meditate and receive your downloads and really soak up and soak in all of the energy that you want to bring forth materially, so that it manifests later at a full moon or at some later point. So to share with you guys some of my new moon magic, every new moon, I really soak in an appreciation of that consciousness in that area of life. So for July's new moon in Cancer, I'm a Cancer ascendant. So it was a lot of self-love, self-value, nurturance. I gave myself so much of everything that like I love and need, and like I just really watered myself. Like it was just really nice. So on this new moon in Leo, it's kind of the same thing. So you really want to And that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you figure out what those things are so that over the lunar cycle, you go in and you just like execute. So the Leo new moon, you want to take that list and infuse yourself with love. And this is going to help anyone that has a difficult time esteeming themselves. So, especially if you are codependent or you are relying on materialism to feel good about yourself, if you're relying on your sexuality to feel good about yourself, if you're relying on your bank account to feel good about yourself, if you're relying on the opinion of your colleagues to feel good about yourself, if you're relying, if you, you know, if there's anything performative or disingenuous or fake or inauthentic about why you love yourself, why you like yourself, or how you value yourself, this is the time to replace it with real things, real reasons to love yourself and appreciate yourself. You can cement it over this new moon cycle and close out any low self esteem, low self worth, low confidence issues that you may have struggled with. What, 6, 7, 8 months last year when Venus was retrograde all last summer? Because, guys, this is all about showing what real power is and what real love is and what real confidence is. Okay. So we're taking up the spiritual mantle to show how it's done. So be very, like I'm telling you guys, this is not the time to play small. You've got to be confident. Spiritual people, all of us here, okay, astrologers, tarot readers, psychics, and everything, time to take up the mantle, be very, very confident in your leadership. Aries, sun, moon, risings, you guys have the absolute easiest new moon in Leo because it is already in your fifth house of love and enjoyment and the heart space and self expression and your own personal creativity. So you guys are going to get it no matter if you like try hard or like not. You're going to meet someone, you're going to start dating somebody, you're going to get pregnant, you're going to have a even better time with your kids. You're going to be having like a little dream or wish come true. You're going to, and this is going to restore something that may have felt like you didn't get or didn't get enough of last year. So I would say really lean into your own creativity, your own passion, whatever you want to make yourself, whatever makes you happy, date the people that you want to date. You know, it really has to be authentic and genuine. So you want to steer away from any way that you feel special that is performative or inauthentic or copying other people or dating people just because they're wealthy, dating people just because they have something or, you know, for their status, anything like that, all of that you want to avoid. So for you guys, you want to make your list of things you love to do, games you like to play, specifically look towards last summer. What was going on for you? Write that down so that you can write right across from it how you can finish up the healing of it and feeling better and the restoration of your heart space. If you had a bad breakup last summer or something, you know, a restoration of your creativity, a restoration of your confidence. Maybe you were creative and everyone hated you last year, you know, but be creative and just don't care about whatever anyone's saying. Maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a neurosurgeon and you're doing murals and paintings, just keep doing it. Love you, Aries. Shine bright like a diamond. You guys are going to be the ones that shine. You and I would say maybe the Leos are going to shine the brightest. So enjoy. Tauruses, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs, some of my favorite people on planet Earth. I'm so happy to report for you guys that you can look forward to so much fun this summer. Like on this Leo new moon in your fourth house of home and hearth and kith and kin with Venus there. I mean, that's honestly so much fun with your roommates, with your family, with, you know, anyone coming to visit, with female relatives, sisters, mothers, wives, daughters, aunties, cousins, you know, just like maybe not cousins, but like it's just big. And so you really want to be so fully like automatically happy, automatically confident, automatically really taking the lead in that happiness. So, you know, if this is like with family or with roommates and they're like in the doldrums or something and they're little Eeyores or something like that, you have to have a hard boundary with that. And that's going to be hard because it depends on your home situation or your physical living situation, whatever. You know, the hard boundary could just be keeping your door closed a lot. If your roommate is, you know, going through a breakup or whatever, or going through some family issue or got just lost their job or whatever, like boundary. So, okay, you know, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna have a great time over here. Or Leo energy is really like, it depends on what's going on with you. If you can sustain your own esteem and then share some of the extra little photons of happiness and they just pick up on it and they can rise up to your level of or your state of consciousness, amazing. But if not, and it's having the reverse effect and you're like dimming or you're feeling like, oh, I'm smiling too much, or like, oh, it's then okay, very respectfully, I'm going to be in my room for a few hours and that's all. I wait it out, give some time. But this is for you guys so consequential because it's in your home base, like your home, not just like physically. Here's what I'll say. Negate that. Negate home and family and the physical expressions of emotional security because we're looking for the truth. We're looking for authenticity. We're looking, you know what I'm saying? So we don't want anything performative. We don't want anything that's like, egotistical and showy, gaudy, look at my, um, look, almost like showing off your family a little bit. Like, like, I mean, it's great to have pride, absolutely. And being happy and proud of your family and stuff, but you just don't want it to be, that's only bad if you're thinking of yourself like, oh, my family is better than that family or something like that. So it's like, as long as it's really true and authentic and you're valuing your family and your family members and your home and everything for the right reasons and for the right everything, then you're going to really cement this summer like an amazing family life or an amazing home life. Like Tauruses could have families that are just like okay, so one of my favorite families is like the Irwin family, and it just freaking, I think all of our hearts are just broken about Steve, but like you could just have a family where every person is just delightful and sparkly, and every single one has like a little, little razzle dazzle, So I feel like Tauruses could really have, the dark side of this. And I do have a client that has, I have a client that's a Taurus, and so some of the dark side of this is some of the dark side of this is going to be that some family members for you are going to be like super vain or like like the blindness, the Leo blindness. They may be the ones that are a little bit like blind to something, or not seeing how they're vain, especially if this gets kind of like dark, if they have like a victim consciousness or their ego is like in the martyrdom, their ego identifies with smallness, or their ego identifies with self-deprecation, or their ego identifies with putting themselves down, or you know what I'm saying? So it could be only there could be something, but it's everyone's going to be different. It's going to depend. So yeah, we had a strategy session, my client and I, was a few days ago about it, how we're gonna work it and do it and everything. So you guys are gonna make a list about everything you love in your own home, with your family, about your family activities, family fun. But like, yes, all of that. But like every single Taurus, sun, moon, rising, you have to do it first for like one person, like just you, because it's about your own emotional seat of security. And you want to make a list of what makes you feel emotionally confident. And you guys you're a little bit more high maintenance because you have Leo here. So you need lots of cuddles, lots of love, lots of affection, lots of cooking, um lots of attention, lots of compliments, lots of, there's like a lot. And so you guys, I would say, don't feel guilty about being the main character and demanding that from like your family or your home life or your living situation. This is the time when Tauruses should tell their roommates, like, bro, you got to stop like doing this. Like, I need my thing, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time when, it's, that's, but not in a way that's going to be, obviously at the detriment of someone else. It has to be in protection of your boundaries. Where the lines are when it comes to confidence are the same. You want to think the same way as like free speech. So we have the freedom to say anything we want. our rights end where someone else's rights begin. So I can say anything I want, but I can't really threaten people. I can't threaten someone else, and we're going to take that seriously, right? Especially depending on certain people. You have free speech, but you cannot threaten other people. You cannot, you know what I'm saying? So same thing. You can be confident and love yourself and have, esteem yourself really strongly, but you cannot down other people, or you don't want to gloat, and you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So there's levels of appropriateness. So you can be a leader, and you can be confident, and you can be bright, and flashy, and really really glamorous, so long as you are staying in your lane and it's only about you, and you're not trying to hurt anyone else, and it has nothing to do with anybody else, and there's you're feeling great for yourself. It's not feeling great at the expense of anybody else. And when other people project something into you, if someone sees a girl dancing on TikTok, and they project some ugliness into that video or on that person, that's who that person is. So that's why everyone needs to have these really hard boundaries, because so long as you are pursuing your goal that does not have anything to do with getting in anyone else's way, you're fine. So I would say make your list, Taurus, and be extremely unapologetic about it. Like, you should be even more um like a hard boundary, because it's even more of an emotional boundary with you about what makes you feel good and why, and then not letting yourself be gaslit. And it's hard because we struggle with the human ego consciousness, every single one of us. So of course we've all made mistakes. So you don't let yourself be, what I'm saying is, don't let yourself be gaslit because you maybe messed up before or previously, and so you're going to be questioning yourself, and now your self-esteem is dipping, and now, you know what I'm saying? So trust yourself, but you have to have like this strong automatic self-love, self-confidence, like hard boundary. No, I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do the things I love to do, and then I'm going to have hard boundary. Power, ability. If you have the ability to choose a positive thought over the negative thought, self-regulation, you have no idea how powerful you really are. And we're about to show the world, guys, we're about to show the world what real power really is. Okay, let's do it to it. Love you, Taurus. Have a great new moon. Gemini, sun, moon, risings, welcome, willkommen to your new moon list. You guys want to make a list of all of your favorite ideas, all of your favorite books, all of the favorite things you like to read and watch, blogs, maybe even events and things that are going on in the neighborhood over the summer. Because you could really, especially if you couldn't do it like last year, or there was something going on last summer, you could really get out in the neighborhood and have so much fun with siblings. If any of you guys have siblings and stuff like that, this is really healing for your mind, mental healing, and communication. So this is like I said, your list is going to be communications and mentality focused. You want to be very unapologetic when you are speaking your heart to others, and you want to have hard boundaries with any of the negative expressions of this, which may make, so you communicate like a Leo. You're a Gemini, but if you're a Gemini sun or ascendant, you communicate like a Leo. So you may be the shouty, bombastic at times, or you may be inflexible to your own opinions, or you may be very like insistent about something working a certain way, and then like just not budging or changing when it's proven to not work well that way. So there could be a little bit of inflexibility of opinion and that kind of thing. So you want to keep refocusing on really what you care about in your heart mind. Okay, Gemini is like, it's got to be. So one of the things that you guys are like here to do is really understand. So Gemini consciousness needs to understand what, the real meaning of things, meaning of words, and what other people really mean. And so you guys are kind of maybe prone to some of this misunderstanding and some of this trying to figure things out, and just having to rewire the mental faculties. But it's hard because it's a fixed energy. It's not really meant to be flexible, even though you're a flexible energy. So your list, it's going to be centered around all of the mentally stimulating things that you enjoy, communications, things that you enjoy, the people that you like to talk to the most. I would make a list of the people that give you the best quality conversations. Make a list of your favorite podcasts. Make a list of your favorite ideas. Make a list of your favorite subjects. Because I bet, Geminis, you have interesting thoughts and perspectives on these things. Write it down, make little videos, and see where it goes. Okay. Enjoy this one, Gemmies, and don't be afraid to take the lead. I love the cans. Hello, welcome, willkommen to our Leo new moon in our second house. Okay, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, Risings, we are going to be making lists of everything that makes us feel really, really good about ourselves. So for us specifically, because it's in the second house of self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, our self-esteem is directly tied to our finances, fortunately and unfortunately. So this really has to be authentic. This really has to be real. When it's real, we're going to see a little bit more reflected manifestly. And so we're going to be seeing some of that over the end of summer coming into the fall because of the consequential connection that this new moon has to last summer. So for us, this is like when we should be taking our victory lap in terms of correcting any self-esteem issues. So last summer was probably when we were phasing out all of the performative or inauthentic or, just not healthy ways that we were getting that we were esteeming ourselves. So it was maybe difficult and tied into finances, financial differences. That was when the writer's strike was on. So like the entertainment, if you're in entertainment, that was like a thing. So for us and for what I'm going to do and what I recommend is making a list of number one, you can make a list of like revenue streams. It depends on what your financial position is right now. This would be the great time to launch new revenue streams, but I'm like I said, I'm going to do a touch up video later on. And this is really a meditation, working more of the magic, working more of the energetics of the new moon that you can start to prepare for now. So this is the time to make a list. Who I am, what do I have? And this is skills, talents, and abilities that I'm talking about. So this is about making a list of all of the things you have to offer the world, all of your value. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, I have a degree in this, or oh, I've proven myself in this. This is like, you've got to take who you are and really take a really good, honest look, because this is your values. What do I always say on the channel? Who we are is what we have. Okay, this is not about the meat suit of the body that we have. This is not about making money. This is not about like, we're all here to complete the incarnational cycle. We're all here to ascend. And by the way, ascension is multi-dimensionality. That's all it is. So yeah, so this has to be feeling good and having character. How are we going to take this energy and be main characters? This is about automatically, not questioning it, not thinking twice. Leo is not going to think twice. Automatically, without thinking twice, that you love yourself, that there's something there. Okay. So even before you make your list, you have to automatically accept that you are extremely, extremely valuable and that you have something to offer this world. You just have to accept that automatically and have a good mental boundary against the negative thoughts that are going to, I don't know, maybe attack it or something. Okay. Think about Leo energy. Leo doesn't go back and forth. Okay. It's like, no, stop, no. I'm not opening this conversation up or closing the conversation down, or, you know what I'm saying? That's where the boundary is. So for you, this is maybe also linked to some 8th house stuff. So it might be a little bit difficult to disentangle from some of these things. But you, like I said, really want to focus on that list, make the list. And we're also going to include healthy snacks. Okay. So, it's like everything that could support you being very confident in what you have. And I'm telling you right now, who you are is what you have. So for you Cancers, I would make your list immaterial. It's going to be different for everyone. But, one of the things on my list, if any of you are creative artistically, that should be at the top of your list because that's what Leo rules. So music, acting, drawing, painting, crafts, any of that stuff. What do you love to do? What is your heart into that you love about yourself? It's character, it's activities, it's how you can maybe monetize it. But don't worry about it. Just get your list out. Remember, we're attacking this a little bit differently, and I'm gonna do a touch-up video later on the more normal way to do it. But just let yourself free flow and get your list out. Hello, Leo. Welcome, willkommen to your new moon. This is your special new moon. You get one every single year. This one's even more of a big deal because you guys had this retrograde last summer where you just were not feeling sparkly, not feeling appreciated or loved or seen. You know, you need a lot of attention. And so you got not just you got deeply below the minimum. So this is a beautiful time for all the Leo sun moon risings to deepen their self-love and deepen the self-appreciation. Otherwise, you will run the risk of feeling even worse about yourself. You got to get over the hump. Last summer was the time to feel shitty. Excuse me. Last summer was the time to feel crummy and undervalued and all this stuff. This is the time to have a hard boundary of no, I'm going to love myself no matter what. I'm going to love myself even though my parents suck. I'm going to love myself even though the world, whatever it is, what if you're in the negatives or feeling crummy or whatever, feeling, you know, you got to just like be delusional and like love yourself no matter what. And then make sure that you have it correct. So you want to love yourself no matter what, and then phase out any of the ways that you may have valued yourself that were inauthentic, disingenuous, performative, or materialistic. And be like, okay, well, I'm gonna love myself because I'm a, you know, a soul or an energy, whatever you want to think of it that way. And then remove all of that other stuff and not have confidence based on that, and then refocus on your heart, Leo. The heart. What are you really about? What do you really have to say? What are you really here to do? What do you really have? Every Leo's got something to say, something to express, something to perform, like not performatively, but like actually perform, like on a stage or something. So you want to connect with, like, so you want to, I would say, Leo, go back into my archives, find the video, How to Heal and Move On. That I go like step by step, how to do the self-healing of the subconscious mind. And it's through the inner child, like methodology. So that's really important for you guys because that will probably be all you really need to do. If you have self-esteem issues and low self-confidence issues, you take possession of your inner child, 5-year-old you, get a little picture of 5-year-old, you know, little Leo sun moon rising out there, take him back into your custody, and then upkeep that relationship the rest of your life. Make a list of everything you love about yourself that's real, that's not superficial, and has nothing to do with making anyone else feel crummy or not having anything to do with thinking that you're better than anyone else for any reason. And if you're having like an even more low self-esteem moment, find the video How to Heal, Move On. And then I take all my own advice and then just apply. I love you, Leos. Have a good one. Hello, Virgo, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to your Leo new moon. I'm so excited for you guys about this. My mom's a Virgo, and that's partly why. So this is going to be so healing for you guys psychologically and spiritually. There was just something about last summer that it was just probably like spiritually difficult. There could have been like issues with like faith and belief. Maybe like even difficulties behind the scenes or with people behind the scenes or with any kind. Some Virgos could have had difficulty with their own kind of like maybe like mental anxiety things or worries or fears, or there was something that was keeping you from really feeling good about yourself, and it really bothered you. This is the time. But here's the thing about Virgos is that last summer there was something that was keeping you from really loving yourself and feeling really, really good about yourself, but beyond anything material, beyond anything physical. So it's like Virgos were not boo-hooing over something really like superficial. You guys actually were more spiritually concerned about something. You were like, this isn't, there's something off, or there was just, it was much more karmic for you. So whatever you guys were dealing with last summer, that was absolutely like karmic and fated, and there was reasons for that, whatever that happened to be for you guys. And you may realize it, or it may kind of like come together now where you get the understanding. and healing it. This is like a psychological healing, a spiritual healing, and a karmic healing. Like whatever you're doing or whatever's going on for the Virgos, this is like fated and karmic in a way that it is not for any of the other zodiac signs. So you guys have like a very special destiny, or like for the Virgo to feel good about themselves this summer, it's important for humanity. It's important for the rest of us. It's important for the collective. It's important for the progress. So you Virgos, I would say make a list of the things last summer that were actually crippling your confidence. And I want you to make, on the other side of the paper, the list of the things that you love about yourself spiritually and immaterially. So your self-esteem and self-confidence and where you're taking leadership, it could be that you're taking leadership on something behind the scenes, but I want you to take the leadership in loving yourself as a soul. Like there's something very spiritual about you guys. Like there's like some kind of spiritual protection that maybe you didn't feel like you were spiritually protected last summer, and now you're going to feel like, oh my god, I am like so spiritually protected. Like this is guardian angel kind of energy. And this is help from behind the scenes, like, so that could be physically like benefactors and things, but this can also, it is also like guardian angels and spirit guides and people that have crossed over, people and animals that have crossed over, and anything kind of like that. Like, so you've got some spooky power helping you and infusing you with help, actually, just help and stuff. So Virgos, make your list of all of the spiritualizations, and you make a list of your beliefs, all the most rewarding, happiest. You just make your list really, really all the things that you love about yourself, that you used to hate about yourself, or that you used to be so hard on yourself about, or th- all of things that you criticized about yourself. Love, love, love those things about yourself now. Write down how you have grown, or your transformations, or like karmic blessings. Like you guys are in synchronicity with the universe right now. And it is the time for you to step into your power and be the main character spiritually for the rest of us. So that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to enjoying the Virgo expression of this, because you guys are the ones that are going to want to be very loud and confident with your spirituality. Mm. I love it. Have a good one, Virgos. Ooh, Libra. Welcome. Welcome, willkommen, Libra, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Here, Leo, new moon. You guys are going to be taking the lead. You want to be the main character when it comes to your friends, groups, associations, and you are maybe a little bit of the leader of the pack here. So you want to make your list of friends. You want to make your list of all the associations you belong to. You want to make a list of your allies. You want to make a list of the people that like champion you. You want to make a list of all of the people that love to love you, love to support you, love to see you thrive, love to see you perform, love to see you shine bright like a diamond. Make a list of your people. And these relationships, you want to look at all these people, and you want to make sure that they're really strong and solid for the right reasons, that it's not based on anything performative, that it's not disingenuous, that it's not materialistic, that it's not any or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you are refining your heart space with your goals, because the 11th house is also goals. You want to zero in on what makes you the happiest. Like what goal of yours would make you the over the moon the happiest? And then you want to make a list of all those people. Keep refocusing back on these things. Okay. And then have hard boundaries on anything that's not these things or these people. And stay open, because it's a new moon. You might be meeting more people that are going to be helping you with your dreams and goals. And you're going to be meeting more people that are going to align with you in the heart. And this is the most important. This is really important for Libras, to have your heart vibration really, really big and strong. Like you got to take the lead here. Like you got to post on social media your concentrated heart vibration, and it could go viral, and people could really resonate with you and connect with you. And that's magical right there. And like I said, have a heart. It'll also maybe bring in, haters or whatever. Like that's kind of like what viraling is. Like you're getting like everybody looking. So it's not going to be just your type or your niche or your this or that. So you got to have hard boundaries and not get roped into negativity, not get roped into arguments, not get roped into like, I don't know, arguing with your ex or whatever. Like you got to keep refocusing back on your authentic heart space and how you feel good about yourself by who's around you, and feeling good about yourself by having strong-hearted people around you, people that are brave, people that are courageous, people that are creative and leaders, the other leaders, you know? So it's like, I like this for Libras. There could have been a painful friendship situation last summer where you were maybe at a falling out, you were feeling unloved, they were feeling unloved, an estrangement with a sibling was hurting and painful, whatever it was. This is the summer that you have got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and love yourself no matter what. Love your goals no matter what. Love yourself as a wonderful friend or sibling no matter what. Filter out your own little aberrations, hold hard boundaries with anything that's not that purity of your own heart. And use your list to keep reconnecting you with these heart-centered goals and with these heart-centered people, and keep coming back to that list. Love you, Leaves. Hello, Scorpio, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, welcome to your Leo new moon preview little video thing. Okay, so you guys, this is very visible. So you guys are having the most visible change happening. So last summer, there could have been like people were seeing you going through something kind of like embarrassing or painful or unsuccessful, or you were feeling unappreciated, or you were unappreciated, or some difficulties with parents, difficulties with spouses, difficulties feeling appreciated in the spotlight or in the limelight or something, right? So this is the time when you're going to cement loving your career, loving your spouse, loving yourself, loving um, your direction in life, loving the legacy that you're going to leave behind, loving being a parent. You want to take the lead in all of these areas, and you want to make your list on what is actually authentically heart-centeredly your focus and your direction and your legacy. Because if there's anything fake or performative or vain or egotistical or insincere or materialistic about your legacy, about your image, your brand, your company, your marriage, your relationship with your parents, if it's only financial and material, if it's anything like that, then August is going to be the month for you that kind of ends it completely and totally cuts it off, cuts it out. And it could be like, it would be more of like, I would say like a Scorpio having career issues last summer, but stuck with it. This would be where it's like, okay, I can't do it, I'm out. Like where you just give up and just leave or something like that. So you don't have to. That doesn't have to go there. Like you just want to narrow it down to just be. You just have to change it. You just have to love yourself no matter what, and love and trust in your heart to lead the way to create the best legacy and the most honest legacy, and to take the lead in being honest and take the lead and lead with your heart publicly. Scorpio, that is really what you're supposed to really do right now. So make your list about authentic, organic ways that you can shine bright in the limelight for real reasons, for positive reasons. It has to be, you leading with your heart and being courageous and being, really, really confident in terms of where your heart is leading and how you are leading with your heart, and allow that to improve the relationships with spouses and parents and colleagues or other VIPs or whatever. But you just have to be very honest. You have to be real. You can't fake it. You can't be performative. It has to be real. That's all. And for Scorpios, I would say to include in your list things that you maybe want to be known for, or things that you want to be famous for, or things that you want to be like, how do you want to leave your legacy? How do you want to identify in your marriage? Or how do you want to wrap up and solidify these relationships with parents, or the archetypes or your approach or ideas about parents and parenthood and your own parents? I would include that in your list, you know, and as long as it's really pure, like an example would be like, okay, I want to be a performer because I love stand-up comedy, not I want to be a performer to get famous. That's a perfect distinction. So the things that you want in your legacy have to be from the heart and it has to be real. It cannot be for any like superficial vain like delulu reasons. It has to be because you want to inspire others to share their light, or because and just be as real with yourself as possible, and you can go a long way into healing anything that was making you feel less sparkly last year professionally. The Scorps that don't do that, if there are Scorps that didn't address this or that are still continuing on paths that are super materialistic, then your reputation can suffer this summer. Easy example, a health issue last year for some Scorpio that professionally they're seen as like in pain and they didn't take care of it. And so this is the August where they're still seen as struggling with a self-esteem issue. They're struggling. You could be seen as struggling with this. It's going to be more public than anybody else. So this is a time to have that hard, firm boundaries, Scorpio. Like, I'm going to love myself no matter what. And even if I have things to work on, I'm going to work on it. And I'm going to love myself through it anyway. Love you, Scorps. Hello, my beautiful Saggies, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to your lists for the Leo new moon. So for you guys, last summer could have been a little bit difficult when it comes to your belief systems, your integrity. You could have been a little bit, you could have like showed yourself up or stumbled over, something like there could have been something like that, or there could have been issues with mentors, gurus, anyone that you learn from, philosophers, teachers, foreigners, issues with traveling, issues with any of those kinds of people, and or issues and feeling so low self-esteem about your ethics and morals and belief systems and your world outlook, and just feeling insecure about it. So this is a time when you want to like regain your sense of confidence in your own integrity and in the world view. Like, I'm going to figure out no matter what. Boom. I'm going to figure it out no matter what. And I'm going to love myself through that process. But you have to stay committed to truth, love, integrity. You have to stay committed to like the heart space. So this is a beautiful moment for you, Sag, to reconnect with your heart and what you truly believe. Because if there were things last summer that upset you, it was probably due to a belief, not even just a self-limiting belief, but like a limiting belief for like everybody, like for humanity. So it was like there's something performative about this. There's something inauthentic. There's something that's like the darker side of Leo. So it could have been like an issue of like vanity. You were looking at the world through a very vain lens, or you were looking at the world and just seeing your own, like the way, like should this, it should be this way, should be that way, should so this is a beautiful moment for Saggies to shine bright like little diamonds in the sky, and feeling so confident in your world outlook that things are going to be okay. Like Leo's like a very happy sign. So you should have like a very creative, loving outlook. That's like the highest you can like channel for Leo on this ninth house is very solarizing and very confident. And whatever it is, we're going to get through it as a collective, as a humanity. The darker side of that would be the vanity, it would be inflexibility. Like you guys could be, that could have also been it for some Saggies if you were upset or struggling last summer because of your own inflexibility to change your mind. It's because of you were suffering because of your own inflexibility in world beliefs, or your own inflexibility when it came to learning something. You guys want to make your lists when it comes to all of the most biggest, most beautiful, optimistic things about life and this world. Is what I would say. You want to keep your heart open to new ideas. You want to keep your heart open to new philosophies and new considerations. Because when you follow your heart, you have Leo on the ninth house. When you follow your heart, you can learn the secrets of the universe and everything that you want to know about everything, Sag. But you could have closed yourself off from that kind of enjoyment and pleasure and happiness because of your own inflexibility of opinion. And that could have been because of low self-esteem, but there was maybe some kind of low self-esteem issue there that was preventing you from having like access to the knowledge that you wanted, or showing yourself up that you were wrong about something, or you know what I'm saying? Like, or being, so this is going to be the summer where Saggies get proven more wrong, and it could damage, it could be like negative reinforcement. Or if you were able to open up and crack open a bit, and this could be a wonderful summer, like a wonderful August for Saggies, because you could really enjoy the relief that you're going to feel when you're like, oh my God, like I feel like you're going to feel like life and the world is so much better than you thought. Or there could be like such an uplifting, there could be new mentors and guides and life experiences. You could be traveling to different places, and those cultures see life differently and they share it with you. And you're like, oh my God, that's so great. So long as your list, I would make for you guys a list of places that you'd love to go to. I would make a list of any kind of spiritual topics you want to explore. Make a list of anything you want to learn more about. Make a list of classes or courses you want to take. Make a list of anything that your heart wants to know more about. Ooh, I'm excited for you guys. You also want to make a list of things you love to talk about, because you, just like the Geminis, could be really helpful to the rest of humanity when you share what you've learned. You personally could share your life experiences from the heart, when it's from the heart, and just help so many people. So people could be struggling with the very thing that you struggled with last summer, and they're going to get so much help from you sharing your story and the way that you talk about it. I'm telling you, if it's from the heart, I would publish it. I would post it on social media. I would put it online somewhere and let people find your vibration and let people connect with you, because you could even be some kind of thought leader and you could share the fire of knowledge with others. But just make sure it's from the heart. Don't get shouty, or, any kind of better than other people type of mentality, or anything vain or anything, so like I was telling you, as long as it's very like authentic and true and from the heart, and it's without any kind of like all that other stuff. Oh, beautiful. Have a good one, Sag. Okay, Capricorns. Congratulations. We had the worst Venus retrograde last summer out of all the zodiac signs. Okay. So this is the new welcome to comment to your new moon in Leo in the 8th house. We had a long, long, painful summer last summer. This is in the 8th house of bonds and boundaries and deep transformations, sexuality, taxes, and owing things, debts, and baggage. It's a psychic house, so there's a lot of subconscious stuff and the gunk in there. And I have very mixed feelings about having Leo on our 8th house, because it's like I said, it's very like, it's psychic, it's private, and this is just not like a house that's naturally showy and bright and public and applauding and accolades and royal, and you know what I mean? This is just not that house. So last summer, the pain was even deeper because we needed even more. Like Capricorn, I don't even want to talk about this, but like I have my moon in Aquarius, which is the exact opposite of Leo energy. Like Leo needs so much, and I would rather die than admit that I want a hug. So it's just like, it's very much like this new moon. It's so, I would say last year's Venus retrograde, we just were not feeling appreciated, loved, respected, applauded sexually, materially, financially. It's just something that we weren't getting from life, or we weren't getting from another person. And this is the time when Capricorns need to say, I love myself. I love my life. I love my sexuality. I love my pain. I love my past. I love my path. I love my future. I love my bonds. I love my boundaries. I love, I take all of it and I accept it all immediately. I let it go in the same moment, and I love it in the same moment, all at the same time. I know. But yeah, when you do that and you have that hard boundary and saying, okay, now on one hand, this can be even more successful for Capricorns if you can pull it off, if you really pull through, because this can trip anybody up, but the 8th house can trip. It's just a trippy house. So for Capricorns, You need to reconnect with your heart space, because if there's anything that you are connecting with another person or an institution or anything in life that you have that connection with, that is performative or inauthentic or disingenuous or materialistic or superficial, that's going to fall apart this August. And but you cleanse it out of your own psychology and your own awareness first, and you can kind of like see where it is. But if there's something that you love that is so special to you and that it really is your heart space, but it's like debilitated, or there's something wrong with it, or there's um this is interesting. Like if you have, let's say you have a relationship with your child and they have issues. You love that child. You're not going to have a, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, maybe you need a boundary. Maybe they like attack you or something, but you're like, you love your child, and maybe they have to live over there and then you have to put them where you basically you can transform this if you both want it. And this is the hard part, because it's a house of transformation, but you need that other part. You need the other balance, the other side of it. So you can transform your entire life in August. In August, Capricorn. But you have to be very committed to honesty, emotional truth, and make your list of support that fell through last summer that may come through this time around. But I would say look at where you were just feeling like unloved, where you were feeling that lack, where you were feeling depressed and depleted and going without, or you went for support from to a person or an institution, it wasn't there for you. Make that list, and then come over to the other side and make the list of evolution, of changes made, changes, because you're in a different spot. A whole year's passed. So you're going to have this opportunity to transform your life in any way, shape, or form. You can go to the highest degree of it, but you have to align with your heart. It has to be very true. And then you can really overhaul the whole thing. That's where it happens, is the eighth house. Venus is there. That's really nice. So it's like, but it has to be honest and authentic. It cannot be performative. Like whatever you share with someone else or an institution or, a fiduciary, whatever, like it can't be for anything other than the purest and truest dedication and mutual dedication to true love, intimacy, creativity, artistic projects, child rearing. But it has to be like you and the other thing, or you and the other person, or you and the other whatever that is. You both have to be on that wavelength. You both have to be, everybody else, we just make the decision and it's like, okay, love myself, boundary, and keep refocusing. But for Capricorns, like we are like enmeshed with something else. So it's going to be a little bit, there's a couple different approaches. There's the approach where you just have the hard boundaries and you only say yes to what's in that same heart vibration. But then there's going to be Capricorns that want to keep something that needs transformation. And so this is going to be the time to be able to do that, but you still do need to apply the hard boundaries. So you apply the hard boundaries, like with I'm thinking of Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson he's on trial. It's a whole big thing on TikTok. He called his dad and told him what he did. And his dad was like, well, first I was going to help him, but then I like bury the bodies. But he's like, no, then I turned him in, obviously. So it's like, if you have this thing that you love, it's precious, but it's like, it's superficial, or it's vain, or it's got a blindness to it. You could, Capricorns could be attached to something that's got like a blindness attached to it, where it's like, I love my son, but he kills people. Or it could even be something like, I love this. I love this person. I love to do this, or I love this part of my life, but they might even own the blindness. Like I love my best friend, but they have no idea that they do this thing that just really irks me or makes me feel like shit or makes me feel so terrible. And they have no idea that they're doing that when they're saying this, or you know what I'm saying? So there's some kind of like, we're working something out that's going to hopefully, and the best that we're going to get out of this is to help heal those bonds and boundaries and bondages and baggage and transformation, that very enmeshment is a source of joy and happiness and heart fulfillment and creativity, sexuality. This should be dramatic. Like, honestly, we're the lady in the streets and the freak in the sheets. So this is where you need to be very big and flamboyant. You don't want to play small in this area, Capricorn. You have to be appreciated, and you have to, I don't want to say demand it, but you want to claim it. Like, take leadership in this area and then just claim it. Very respectfully, matter of factly, simply, without anything else attached to it, just very simply and plainly. Thank you for this promotion, or thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, you may raise my rate, my daily rate now, or you know, like you need to just like take the lead and be very confident with the ask of the other side, because you're going to be confident that you are coming from a heart-centered place and that you have so much to bring to the table, creatively, sexually, mentally, whatever it is, whatever it happens to be, and that you're so esteemed, that you hold your esteem, that you're just confident that the other person or the other company or whatever it is also going to bring to the table their value, and then also just accept that they're going to bring with their value an appreciation, big appreciation for your value. So long as you are not asking for more than you are willing to give, so long as you are not being delusional, so long as you are not, you know, being like thinking anyone's better than anyone, or that there's, you know, as long as you're not, that there's nothing like unequal about this, then you have every right to ask for that, you know, your whatever it is, whatever happens to be that you're sharing with the other. And it could feel incredibly amazing. Like, this would be like on the healing side, this would be like that bond is like an equal sharing, an equal give and take, and it's a lot of fun. It's creative, it's passionate, and it's innocent. Like, Leo at its best has like this innocent enthusiasm, and that's what I'm trying to get everyone to like connect with, and really have hard boundaries against all of the egotistical vanity, like delulu stuff of the Leo energy. So be very, very, very confident, Capricorn. Like, this is going to take confidence, because with the eighth house, I would say just don't let anyone gaslight you about your needs. Like, I would be honest about it. Like, I would be honest with someone, like, listen, I do have needs for anything that you're sharing. I would say, like, lay it out very simply. This is it. So go back to your list. You guys we're gonna make our list when it comes to what we need to feel very, you know, like appreciated. So some of you are going and changing jobs, getting in and out of relationships, moving across cities, moving across towns, and like maybe even changing your relationship to things that you're doing, or changing your relationship to relation. You know, it's all kind of like, for Capricorns, it's transformation very purely. And so you just get to decide how you want to transform or what you want to transform. This is also the area of life of very deep, rich feelings, Capricorn. So when you're in a relationship with another person, that's going to be wonderful, that you guys are going to enjoy over in August. But for the rest of us, for personally, I'm going to be really excited about this for creative purposes. So for me, last summer, there was the writer's strike. So Hollywood was shut down, everything, we were all sad. And so this is like, I'm going to make my list of, well, personally for me, I'm writing a book. And so I'm making a list. I'm going to be making my list of psychic experiences that I want to include in this book. Eighth house, it's a psychic house. So it's creative, it's a book, and it's psychic. It's the eighth house. It's very deep. And so I'm going to be making my list of that, like certain projects that I want to, you know, work on. But, you know, with the eighth house, it's going to be like kind of, for me, I like psychic and stuff. So I would make your list. I would include in your list anything creative that you want to utilize as a vehicle to transform hard feelings, or to move energy through, or to work through any kind of baggage or karma or something. And I would love this for couples to take on a joint project together that 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 brings you closer, but not like not through money, not through spending money, not through anything performative, not through just doing something so you can post on it for social media so people can see your relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? This has got to be like off screen, big romance that no one sees, that's just enjoyed drama. Like that has to be dramatic. So you want good, passionate drama, whirlwind, enjoy. Hey, Aqua, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to your Leo new moon video thing. So this is really, really, really consequential. These are relationships for you, Aquas. And I'm an Aquarius moon and I'm an Aquarius. I have my Mercury in Aquarius. So I got a decently aquad up energy field. So I understand that we would rather die than admit that we want attention. So you got to get over that. Okay. This is like, how did that work for you last summer? Okay. Let's look at it that way. Let's look at it that way. How did that work for you last summer? Um, Wanting someone to like reach out to you first or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like there was relationship wounds last summer for us. And so if anything, this is going to be a summer or an August where you have an opportunity to heal up all of those, like where you just were not feeling like they were appreciating you, someone else, whether this is like a professional thing or a personal thing or a family thing. This could be a wonderful opportunity for you to align with people that are in the same exact like heart vibration as you. So hopefully you've learned a thing or two about relationships from last summer's Venus retrograde. Like I said before, for me, this was like the writer's strike last year. So it was like, you know, it was like everyone was going through something like painful, you know? So, you know, this is going to be a good chance for you guys to reconnect with anyone that you may have lost contact with, that life you guys had to learn little lessons, come back together. So but so long as everyone's in the same heart space, as long as it's your relationships, you don't you want to run it all through the heart. Okay. So for you, make your list of people, one-to-one partnerships, best friends, even enemies are in this house. And make your list of all of the best people, your favorite people in life, and make a list of things that you guys can do together. And as so long as you're not picking people in your life based on their money, their status, their, you know, as long as it's not performative or disingenuous or vain or shouty or materialistic, you know, as long as it's not anything like that, then you'll be fine. You want to take the lead in your relationships. So you want to have a hard line, automatically just accept that you love yourself and that you trust yourself, making and creating and upholding and maintaining wonderful, rich relationships. Okay. Then hold hard boundaries with any thoughts that come up to attack that, and hold hard boundaries with actual people that are not the vibe. Okay. So you may get more attention. We may get more attention. We may get more people, but they're not all going to be wanting to be around us for the right reasons. And that's why you need the boundaries. So you want to keep refocusing back on your values and your standards and just like the kind of relationships and the kind of energies and the kind of mirrors that you want, because relationships are mirrors. Okay. This is also for those of you that post on social media, a wonderful opportunity. If there was like issues or you were struggling with something last year with social media or clients or any kind of personal one-to-one thing, maybe even with therapists and stuff, this is the time to lead with love. So long as you are leading with your heart, your relationships are going to thrive and they're going to be so much fun. Enjoy this one. This is also the one placement where it's not all about you, Aqua. This is actually about your partner. So you want to make your list of everything you love about yourself, your people, what you love about other people. And this is a great chance for you to take the lead in these relationships and really pour it on thick. Okay. Really show people how much you appreciate them. Show them all your gratitude and make them see the best things about themselves, reflect their light back to them. Like this is going to be a very much a really lovely opportunity for you to love other people, love your relationships, because you are choosing the best people that are also going to mirror and reflect your self-love. So you, if you were like suffering in relationships last year, you were picking bad people, you were picking bad mirrors. Maybe you were picking people that couldn't be with you for some reason. You want the gay person, the married person, the person that lives 5,000 miles away. You want like there's something you can't get from them. You can't get love from them. So if you were picking those kinds of people, that only reflected your low self-esteem. So you're tottering, you got to pick people for the right reasons, and you've got to pick people with an awareness, because you don't want to be blind to that. You don't want to be blind that you're picking people because I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you want to just make sure that you have your list, you have your heart oriented the right way, you have that sense of like realism with you, and then you can keep refocusing on these themes as you move through the month and you just move through all these different people. And if you're publishing to social media, you want to maintain the heart space. You want to connect with people because, I would say post like from the heart, and then the people that connect with that heart vibration, they're going to find you. Okay. So if your heart was a little weak last summer, there could be something strengthening you back up again. But like I said, you have to esteem yourself and have confidence in yourself. And you'll know that through your relationships. Are they appreciating you? Are they loving you? Are they enjoying you? Are they giving to you? Are they loving you just like you are loving them? Is there reciprocity? Is there a sharing of the spotlight? Is there a sharing of the affection? Is it equal? Is it respectful? Is there good communication? Like all these different things, right? So make your list, grab your people, and then just enjoy. Just have a great rest of the summer going into the fall with these people, because this is like your moment where you are kind of doing your relationships. Like, okay, this is going to be the pal, So, and now for the grand finale, Pisces, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, Bill Common. Okay, my loves, you guys have this new moon in your sixth house. So last summer, there could have been some difficult issues with coworkers, managers, immediate supervisors, anyone that works for you, your nail techs, your lawnmowers, issues with pets, issues with staff, issues with maybe your health, maybe mental health issues. So all of that's coming back up again. And you're either going to close out some of these problems. So that last summer was showing you like problem areas, and like, okay, fix this. Like this is a problem area. You got to like go in and fix it. So hopefully you fix it with the retrograde. But if you didn't, this is going to give you another chance to cement the fixing of it. Um, Otherwise, if you don't make this correction, if you don't take care of this health issue, if you don't take care of this, or maybe something like your about your daily life and daily routines, or the staff or the personnel, if you don't take care of it and if you don't correct it and course correct it, and how you do that is following your heart. Is following your heart, making sure that who you're seeing every day, what you're doing every day, what you're eating every day, like all of that stuff that contributes to the care and keeping of the Pisces. If it is in alignment with your heart integrity, then you are going to have an amazing August, and it's going to be reflected in much more fun infused into your daily life, way more. Or it's like your staff loves you, your coworkers adore you, and so you want to put love into these areas. You want to make your list of all the ways that you can follow your heart and show love to your rituals and your routines, your physical health, your mental health, and to your staff, to anyone that works for you. How you are going to lead with love, lead with your heart, lead with your like heart-centered passion, and make that environment great for everybody. So if it's an office, you want to have like, so much fun and maybe decoration or something thematic, or host little parties, lots of little parties, games, playing games. And you know what I'm saying? Just so infusing that into your daily life is the best that you're going to be able to get like this summer. And then also maybe like really glamorous employees, or really glamorous um like entertainment type, people or something like that. So that could be really fun for you guys. And yeah, you guys want to make your list very, very heart centered to yourself, but then to share with others. And I would say you also want to include in your list things you're willing to sacrifice for. The sixth house is a house of sacrifice and where we are willing to do the grunt work because we believe in something bigger. Or this is like an apprenticeship energy where you're willing to work for free or you're willing to work for a shit pay because you're going to eventually learn and, assume the level of like the leader or the owner or, but you have to learn the trade first. So that's why the pets are here, because no one wants to do the litter box, but you do it because you love the cat, or you change the diaper because you love the baby, so it's like where we will shovel in order to, for the better outcome. So what has captured your heart that you are willing to make a sacrifice for, or that you are willing to. This is really because when you follow your heart, it could actually result in, like, you don't have to make a sacrifice. This is interesting. This is like you prove yourself, you prove your heart, and you go try to make some sacrifice or make something better, maybe for your staff, maybe for your health, maybe for your office, maybe for your pets and animals. And then something could just work out for you where it they're okay, they get better right away, or the situation improves immediately, or you don't have to make the sacrifice after all, or that there's just like an abundance. There could just be a lot of like positivity. But I see a beautiful opportunity for a lot of ease and love and like pleasure, and you know what I'm saying, that you can infuse into your daily life where it was very difficult, maybe like last summer. So you Pisces, make your guys' list of everything you love about your daily life, everything you love about the people that you see every day, and just like your favorite little things. For you, you want to look into the little moments because this is where you need more. And I don't mean more where it has to be like inconveniently more. Like you just need a lot of appreciation and attention in little ways in like the day-to-day life. So you need to love yourself up. Maybe have your coffee in like a really fancy coffee cup in the morning. Leo, like I said, is a sign of like glamour and royalty and like, all that energy. So I would infuse a little bit of Hollywood into your life every day. That would be like the best for the Pisces sun, moon, and risings. Even if you don't have anything to do with any of that stuff, there's something sparkly for you where maybe you need like, I would say put up little, my father would play like handball back like in the day, and I have like his trophies. So maybe you have your little trophies up, or have, what are you proud of? Like if you're proud of your family, have those pictures of your family on your desk, or have, some big banners in your house that you see every morning as before you walk out the door, like, something like that. And I would also be very, very attentive to your staff. So that's also the attitude you want to take with your staff, because they could be a little bit but you just really need to separate your feelings and the feelings of your maybe staff or coworkers or colleagues, managers, immediate supervisors, and make sure that there's no vanity or performative fakery or superficial. If you're hiring people, it's got to be you're hiring the right people for the right reasons. And if you are infusing more confidence into your daily life, it has to be for the right reasons too. And it has to be heart centered too. So this is a wonderful opportunity for Pisces to really elevate and improve either their daily life or their staff or their team or their coworkers, because they're raising the standards, but not like in like the material world way, like, oh, we want more results, we want more sales, we want more numbers, we want bigger pieces of the pie. Like this like raising the standards with this is like raising the standards, like I said, with the heart space, and making sure that everyone is just, so you want to take the lead here and make your list of how are you going to take the lead in the daily life, in the health, in the office, in your workspace with the colleagues, or if you employ people, and how are you going to take the lead in such a way so that you can all together carry and hold the tension of some kind of burden or sacrifice, or it's you that you're taking on like little sacrifice and that you're able to carry it because your heart is so happy to do it, or you're inspiring others to take on a sacrifice because you're leading with the heart so they can lead with the heart too, and they can take on a difficult thing with the spiritual power. But they got to take it, they can learn it from you, Pisces. I'm just saying. Love you guys.